Hey guys, it is me, Simone, and in this video we're gonna do a cute banner. I got straight to work after I opened up my spellbinders haul, and I wanted to make this cute banner. So what we're gonna use these Fun Journeys Oriental labels. You can use whatever shape you want to. It doesn't have to be a banner shape, you know. You can make them any way you want to. But we're gonna use the two biggest ones, the biggest one and second biggest one in a set. And these measure 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then almost 4 inches by 5 1/2. So that's what we're going to use. On here, we're going to use the Spellbinders Small Die February kit. So I showed you, I took it out of the backing, so it's kind of all pieces, but I'm just going to kind of plop it over here so you can see. So it gives you this beautiful, what do you call that? I don't know what you really call this. It's like a combination arrangement of like beautiful butterflies and flowers and vines, and the butterflies do kind of pop up. A sentiment says spring greetings, and then these elements here, besides this butterfly, fill in some of the flowers, the vines of this main shape. So we're going to use pretty much all that besides the flowers. To make this easy, I cut a lot of things off camera, so it won't be too slow. Put this up so I don't lose anything. So I'm using this like recollections paper that I got from a pad. I don't know what pad. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I do not organize my paper by company. I organize it by color, and then this is another piece of paper that I use. Can you see it? It's really kind of hard for you to see the design. It's like a pink color with like a light white geometric design in it. I don't know what paper that is. I do not organize by company. I used to, but I stopped. So in the biggest one, I'm going to cut that pink paper, and then I cut the smallest one because I want to see the design, and then we're going to do some layering. So let's kind of get to work with this. I'm going to use this. This is from AliExpress. It's an ink dauber, small little one. I've had these for a while. These are really good for getting into like corners. So we're going to use this ink or edges. But yeah, I stopped organizing my paper, you know, by, what's the word? Company. I used to do that when I first started scrapbooking. I would organize it by company. And after a while, I realized it wasn't like my favorite way of doing it. Because one, I would use collection kind of by collection, because they were next to each other. And then after a while, I get to a point where I was kind of like tired of using that specific collection, and I kind of felt like there's like nothing left to craft with in my room paper wise, because I've used like all the paper pads by collection, and I've already used like all my favorite papers. So I thought it made way more sense to not do that. And then two, I don't craft like that anyways. I don't do like, oh, Maggie Holmes specific projects. I just do a project. I look for colors that I think look good together and that work. So to have in my collections really doesn't matter for me, since I am not going to be sitting here. Oh, I want to do Maggie Holmes paper. Now for my 6x6, they're kind of organized by company in a sense. It's because I ripped the stacks apart and I just kind of put them in my way I organize a little bin that I have them in. So technically they're with their collection, but I still don't use those by collection. I just even when I try to use just like a collection, I end up pulling something from my stash into it anyways. I know this paper doesn't have enough of this color in it. Let me pull let me see. And I'm gonna look for it by color, not by brand. I don't know. Everybody's different. I'm gonna use these Dollar Tree foam pieces to pop these up for me. Everybody's completely different in how they, you know, operate and organize and stuff. That's just how I do it. It makes sense for me. But we're all different. What makes sense for me does make sense for you. So, for my spellbinders haul, yeah. It was supposed to, both of them were supposed to come today, but one of them I could tell was like lagging a bit. You know, I'll do this way. Wait, how is my first one? This is what it's gonna look like. Let me see. Because these are, you know, they do have a specific orientation that matches up with each other. Because I might do later on add some brass to this. So I kind of want to tutor this down a little bit. If it's not like exact, I'm not upset or nothing. Okay, I went through and I cut this out of some gold paper. Let me show you. This is the matte gold paper I got from Scrapping Made Simple in that haul. I forgot the company, but you can get matte gold paper anywhere. A lot of companies have matte gold paper, so don't be afraid about that. Let's get our glue and start gluing. So I tried using the Dollar Tree glue, which worked okay. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite, but there was something like completely wrong with it. We're gonna use my Barely Art glue. You see, I'm not even using the nibs. I just use it straight at the bottom. Because I'm impatient and I don't feel like putting those nibs on. Oopsie. And it works the same way. So we're going to try to center this. I did say try. Okay. And we're using heavy to put on top of that while it dries. But yeah, you can see that these actually cut the butterfly wings, so you can pop them up if you want to. You see that, guys? You can do that. I did move them, but I ended up not even popping them up at the end of it. I just let them stay flat. Yeah. While that's going and we're drying that one, keeping it in place, we're gonna move on to this. So I'm gonna zoom in. Okay. So they're little flowers that you can use to put flowers here and put flowers here and here. And then the vines go that way too. It's in tiny little pieces. So this is gonna be like paper piecing. But what I liked about this is some of the pieces are together, like the tulips, I think, are together. So it's just easier to go through and cut them out, I feel. So just gonna add a little bit of glue here. And look, you're not crafting unless your fingers get messy. And line this up as, you know, as much as you can. But what I was saying about my paper, I think it helped me a lot. Because I don't look at paper like, oh, brand. I look at it as, you know, color. I know what colors I like to craft with, and if I'm doing a project that's, you know, one way, or I based it off of majority off of one paper pad. If I want to bring in some more yellows to my paper, or my project, from the paper that I'm originally basing most of my stuff off of, it's easier to know my stuff is in order. See what I'm saying? So if I was pulling, oh, like for my other project I did, I showed you guys, I used that paper pad from Recollections. The Heritage one, I told you it had a lot of blue and red in it, and it kind of was a little overwhelming for me. And that blue and red, it kind of reminded me a lot of, what's that holiday? 4th of July. And I didn't like that. But there were pinks in that paper pad, and they weren't, just wasn't a lot. So I went to my stash and I pulled out some pinks to use. Which I think made the project look so cool. Okay. Did I cut the right amount of stuff, or did I knock things off? I mean, these things are so tiny. I did knock some things. I see some green dots on my floor. I see that this is not enough for every year. Alright. And I'm not being like super precise here. And I will mention, some of these little green leaves do fit one flower better than the other. So I would do test runs before putting the glue down. Okay, let me search my floor now for green tiles. If not, I'm gonna cut them out again. Maybe ain't a bad thing or nothing. It'll take me like 2 seconds to cut. The cardstock I'm using for these is from Recollections, if you guys are wondering. But I literally glued down, and I'm using this little dotting tool I got from AliExpress to help spread the glue around. You get creative with your tools. Alright, I'm gonna need another piece, and I'm not seeing any more green dots on my floor. Wait, I think I saw more. Hold on. I think I just don't start falling off on a second. And these are some tiny pieces, guys. And I have carpet. And I was doing other cutting projects, so, you know. My floor is kind of a little bit messy right now. I haven't vacuumed it. So that's it. That's what you would do on here. So the color is. I think like, oh, that's why I love this. I thought doing the color would be great. Now, I'm gonna get my die again and cut out the green parts one more time since I lost them. Which happens. Happens to the best of us. And I said I just love these. I thought a great idea to have them together. Can you see that? Yeah, it's that. Yeah, dropping things. See that they're together, one piece of metal. That's just awesome. Okay. Look, I'm looking all over for them. I'm like, where do they go? And they're right there in my face. So that's the green paper I'm using. I like Recollections paper. I know it's kind of on the thin side, but I mean, if you're doing projects like this where having super thick paper really isn't necessary, like, at all. And most of my cardstock I do for layering effects more than I need it for a base of a card. And if I need it for a base of a card, I'm still okay with anyways. So right, give me a minute. Get the pieces out. And that's been pressed in. Oopsie. That wasn't a little rose, a little tulip came up. Okay, and that can go down. That's okay, you learn some pieces didn't get glued all the way. It's okay. That's fine. Okay, we're gonna add this part here. And then I'll come back and I will move on to our next thing, adding the sentiment to this baby, and we'll be finished. So I'm gonna glue this down and I'll be right back. Y'all don't need to see me do it all over again, do you? Oh, okay, I'm back now. I let everything dry. You can see how it looks. Very shiny. Let me take one of my lights off, see if I can dull out the shine. See the beautifulness, but it's still shiny. It's not gonna stop shininess. I'm trying to play with lighting and see how those works. Oh, it's I feel like I turn light off. I feel like it gets worse, but you can see it. It's a nice. Is it satin? No, it's satin. It's not matte. It's satin. So I use some black paper. This is Recollections. It's funny though. Their black paper is much thicker than the rest of their cardstock. It's so like. You see that? And then it's weird. This paper is like way thicker. It's interesting. I think they're all supposed to be 65 pounds. It's just interesting. Okay, so I went through, I took off the sentiments. I added tape to the back of my cardstock. This is Scrapbooking Made Simple. This is scrapbooking.com. And I just cut into that. It's making stickers, so I'm gonna fuss around, and it's gonna place them right here on the strip. And that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. You know, nothing too crazy. I think I've mentioned my scrapbooking, my tape thing. I'm like excited. I'm so happy that companies are coming out with more affordable tape. Because when I first got started, all you really could get was like red line tape that I really knew of. There wasn't like no one else really advertised or had any other brand of double-sided tape that wasn't like red line or something like that, and it's not cheap. Okay, this stuff is a little black dot I'm trying to get off. And yeah, this stuff is not cheap at all. Okay, come on, black dots. It's like the holes where the E's and the G's and the S are coming out. Okay. I don't know, if I turn both of my lights off, can you see anything? Is that better though? It's dark. I don't know. I'm playing with my lights a lot. Sorry guys. I just don't want it to be too dark in here for you. I might turn back off and so you can see what we're doing. So I'm just putting the oops. I put greetings and the spring's supposed to be first. It's supposed to be spring greetings. If I see if I can take this up. I'm talking to y'all and y'all distracted me, and I'm about to put this greetings in the wrong order. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad I caught that, because it would have been greetings spring. Yeah, somehow trying to make that make sense. Okay. All right, back to what I was saying. So I'm really excited. You know, so many companies have come out with affordable tape. And you will notice in my stash, I either have Scrapbooking Made Simple or I have scrapbooking.com tape. They both work really well. The only thing is Scrapbooking Made Simple's tape, you get like 3 extra feet of adhesive. Yeah, so this is 84 feet and this is 81 feet. So you need to keep that in mind. But scrapbooking.com has better prices when they're on sale. Okay. But as of now, this video being recorded, Scrapbooking Made Simple has way more sizes than scrapbooking.com does. So I'm gonna use this. This is the Luster, Silk Luster. It's a silver color. If you have, what's it called? Oh gosh, Wing Castella. It's basically the same thing, but this is in a nail polish bottle. Can you hear that? And we're gonna drop this down and paint it on. It's actually gonna add a silver to it, but I like it. I don't know. I like mixing my metals. I'm not too persnickety. What's it called? Persnickety, right? Whatever I'm saying. .com is not doing any sales, and they're not doing any sale promotions. Which there are times where you need tape and they're not doing a promotion and the tape's not on sale. It makes no sense to buy it from them. If that's the case, I'll buy it from Scrapbooking Made Simple because it's cheaper. But if scrapbooking.com is having a sale, then I buy it from scrapbooking.com because you can get some good prices. I bought that's 4 inches, right? Because I don't think I can afford the 6 inches. Yeah, this is 4 inches. It's 4 inches. This is 4 inches, and this was on sale one time for like 15 bucks on like a price. I was like, what is this? But there's no difference. They're both really strong, not forgiving tapes that will rip your paper if you try to peel it off. That's why you see me doing that Elmer stick glue to kind of help out. But they're both really good tape. I recommend both of them. It's just kind of pricing. If you're already buying things from Scrapbooking Made Simple, if you're already buying something. The only reason I get tape from scrapbooking.com, or the times I do buy my tape from scrapbooking.com, is when they are giving products away for free. Oh guys, free distress oxides purchase. And I'm like, you know what? I think I need some more tape. Yeah, that's what I need. You see me do a bunch of tape orders. I just stock up, wait until those moments. And they're giving free stuff away for when you buy tape, or if you buy, basically buy things, and I make sure tape's on promotion. If the tape's on promotion, I go in the sales section and find something that I want. If I can't, then I just say no. So that's what it looks like. Turn the light off, see if it makes better. Bam. Made it a little better. Where's the other one? I had 2, made 1. Here it is. And these, though, I did differently. I popped it up on the edge instead of gluing it flat. But the foam tape on here is much thicker. I use a thinner foam tape. I use these little squares here on this project from Dollar Tree, and I use these flatter ones from Dollar Tree. So there is a thickness right there, if you can kind of see it. So, alright, video's long enough. Much love, guys. Talk to you later. Have a great day and get crafty. Bye.